I wasn't supposed to hear the moon speak. But it called my name anyway. And when I answered, someone died. I was 12 when it happened. My name is Noma. I lived with my grandmother in a small village called Kaloko, deep in the valley where the earth smells like wet clay and the wind tells stories no one wants to hear at night. People in Kaloko don't like nighttime. We light fires and tell old tales to keep the dark away. But we don't look at the moon. Ever. Not since the curse. That's what they called it. They say if you look at the moon too long, you might hear it whisper. And if it whispers your name, someone close to you will vanish by morning. I didn't believe it. Not at first. The first night it spoke. It was the start of dry season. The kind where leaves crunched under your feet and the air smelled burnt. My grandmother had a bad cough that kept her up at night. She told me not to go outside after sundown. But I did. That night, the moon was so big. It hung low like a giant yellow eye. I remember staring at it too long, thinking it looked like a cracked egg in the sky. Then I heard it. A low hum. Like singing. It was soft at first. Like wind. But then. Noma. I froze. My heart punched my chest. The sound wasn't around me. It was inside me. Noma. Come closer. I ran inside. Slammed the door. Crawled into bed beside Grandma and didn't say a word. In the morning, Mama Lina, my best friend's mother, was gone. Her heart was empty. No struggle. No blood. Just gone. The villagers whispered all day, "She must have heard the moon," someone muttered. My throat tightened. I tried to forget. Really, I did. For days I stayed indoors. Didn't even peek out at dusk. But on the fifth night, the whisper came again. This time, I was wide awake, sitting inside by the hearth. Noma. It was louder. Clearer. Like it was right outside the door. I shut my eyes. Plugged my ears. But somehow, I still heard it. "She's lying to you." I shut up. "Your grandmother knows the truth." My heart dropped. I looked at Grandma. She was asleep, face tight, hand on her chest like she was guarding something. That night, I didn't sleep. We had a small room we called the story room. That's where Grandma kept old cloth, carvings, and things from before the silence. I waited till she went to fetch water. I opened her trunk. Inside was a small black gourd wrapped in red thread. I untied it, and a folded note fell out. It was faded, written in her shaky handwriting. "The moon speaks only to blood. It knows the ones marked." I tried to stop it once. "But it took your mother." My fingers went cold. My mother. She died when I was a baby. Or so I thought. I ran to Grandma and showed her the note. She stared at me like she'd seen a ghost. "I didn't want you to know," she whispered. "But I think it's coming for you next." That night, I made a decision. If the moon wanted me, I'd face it. I went out to the hill behind the yam field and stood alone, my feet bare, my chest rising and falling like the wind in the trees. Then I looked up. The moon was there. Big. Heavy. Watching. I screamed at it. "What do you want from me?" The wind stopped. Everything stopped. Then I heard it. "You are the last child of the song. Your blood carries what we were denied." I didn't understand. Denied what? Freedom. I shook my head. "You killed my mother." There was silence. Then. "She gave herself. So you could choose." That's when it hit me. My mother had answered the moon. She must have bargained with it. To save me. And now the moon had come again. Because I was old enough to choose. The next night, I sat with Grandma. Her cough was worse. She held my hand and said, "If it asks you again, promise me you'll say no." But I couldn't. That night, the moon spoke once more. "Noma, you have seen. You know now. Will you free us?" I didn't know what freeing meant. I just knew I was tired of being scared, of losing people I loved. So I said the only thing I could. Yes. The air cracked. The ground shook. And everything went black. I woke up alone. The sun was rising. Birds were singing. I ran back to the village. It was silent. No people. No smoke. Nothing but wind and dust. I screamed for my grandmother. No answer. Then I saw her drum, lying at the edge of the yam field. Burned. Cracked down the middle. I dropped to my knees and cried until I couldn't feel my face. That's when I heard the moon one last time. But this time it wasn't a whisper. It was a song. Low. Gentle. Like a lullaby. She chose peace. You chose voice. Now remember. Suddenly I saw their faces, everyone the moon had taken. My mother. Mama Lina. Even Grandma. They were standing together. Smiling. And I finally understood. They weren't taken. They were kept. Waiting. For me to speak their names and tell their stories. Today, Kaloko is still quiet. But every month, when the moon is full, I sit by the fire and speak their names out loud. Children come and listen. No one runs from the moon anymore. Because now, it speaks through me. And I make sure it never whispers again.